Alright everyone, let's get started with tonight's date night with a dating sim. I am author Robin Schadel, and while you can't see me, I'm sitting here with a glass of Sapore Locale Sanguivis, and we are going to sit and we are going to have a little bit of love tonight. We will be playing Love Bites, a horror-themed dating sim. And we're going to see if I'm in the mood to help a protagonist get laid, or if I'm in the mood to torment this poor sucker. So, let's get started, shall we? Get the chat up where I can see it. Move it on over. Alright, here we go. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be one where I have to use the keyboard. That's fine, so let's start up. Okay, so I can be Brandon or Caitlin. Okay, all love interests are available, but the romance will be different depending on who you choose. Well, I know where this is gonna go. I gotta move the chat so that I can choose Caitlin. She's cute. I've had that hair before, and yeah. It's a cute first date haircut, but I don't know if I'm going to go that short again for a while. Maybe. We'll see. So, Caitlin, let's see how things are going to go. Darkness surrounds you. The chill of the night causing small clouds of mist to form with each exhalation of your deep, ragged breaths. You take a moment to lean up against the streetlight to gather your breath and collect your thoughts. Your eyes furtively look down the street, but for the moment, all is calm. You glance as you hear a slight sizzle, the smell of smoke filling your nostrils, and the lights go out. Dum dum dum. Panic rises, then recedes as the lights return, dimmer than before. Then you hear something coming down from one end of the street. Shadows slowly appear, moving even closer to you, when a faint sound filters into your ears. Puppy! You glance down at the other end of the street, and shadowy figures slowly come into sight. Your avenues of escape are suddenly cut off. Okay, Caitlin? Close your mouth, honey. I know you're scared, but you're being annoying. As the shadows advance, you see each streetlight give a final flicker and then die, enveloping the street in encroaching darkness. You take a quick glance around and see a small alley. You feel a surge of adrenaline as you sprint into it, only to see that it ends in a brick wall. Your head whips around as the growls get even closer, while the lights are all but gone. So, do I climb the fire escape, or do I break a window? You press up against the brick wall when you see a fire escape overhead, the rungs of its ladder just barely out of reach. Near the ground, there's a window leading into a basement, and a space you just might be able to crawl into. So, panty shot or ruin my dress? Panty shot. You stand on your tiptoes and find the fire escape is agonizingly just out of your reach. You look into the alley for something to stand on, but there is nothing. With great fear, you jump, your fingers brushing the ladder's bottom only to fall back down. Glancing out of the corner of your eyes, You see the shadowy figures slowly coming your way, their incoherent growls drawing closer. With great desperation, you give a final jump and snag the ladder, slowly drawing yourself up. When you feel slick, scabrous hands slide along your legs, you try to escape, but feel yourself being pulled back. Okay? Your vision stays fuzzy for several moments as your head feels like it's wrapped in cotton. You notice a small dark blur at your feet, pulling teasingly on your leg. Well, you're not going to buy me dinner first? It senses your wakening and gives a slight joyous yip that nevertheless causes you to wince in pain. Oh, no. It's a were-chihuahua? Oh, I'm in my underwear now. And in a really neat and tidy bedroom. Time to get up. Your eyes focus and you see a rather energetic dog at your feet, happy to see you awake. As you wipe away the last effects of sleep, the dog darts forward and jumps into your arms, licking your face before nestling into your arms. Okay. Oh, hey, Sarzak. What's happening in your D&D? Thank you. Be prepared, you're going to hear me getting drunk and making fun of some bad romance dialogue. So apparently we sleep with our underwear on because everyone knows you sleep in a bra and panties and some jewelry with your hair done perfectly. It's just like Hollywood. Oh, it's Fluffy! Nick, remind me not to stay out with the girls so late. I barely can keep my eyelids open. Woof! Nick's answering bark causes you to jump slightly, but it helps drive away the last vestiges of sleep from your head. You glance at the clock and see it reads 9 a.m. Okay, maybe this is realistic. I've never had a dog, but I can promise you, with cats, you don't sleep through cats. As much as I miss that sweet, sweet fat man, Legsy, you were the best alarm clock I ever had. You glance towards your bed, and it looks like a war broke out between you and the sheets. Yeah, that's every night. You give a couple of slight stretches before bringing feeling back into your fatigued limbs. Your arms and legs feel like you did a marathon in your sleep, but the reason why escapes you, unable to remember your dream from the night before. Okay, if all the really bad gothic romances I've read, all the really good gothic romances, the good paranormal romances, and the cheesy gothic novels that I've read have told me anything, this dream was not a dream. So who's Joshua? Hey, lazybones, time to get up. Breakfast is on. Who talks like that? You can tell they're not a couple, because if you've been a couple for long enough, it's, hey, food, move. Your stomach growls at this announcement, and Nick barks back in rejoinder. Wow. Someone's using all the words they learned in dictionary.com. I'll be down in a sec. Just give me a few minutes to freshen up. It's breakfast. Who freshens up for breakfast? Wearing the same outfit as the night before. As you enter the kitchen, the aroma of fresh cooked pancakes fills the air, causing your mouth to water and your stomach rumbles in anticipation. Now we need to make pancakes tomorrow. Well, good morning to you, too. So, is this Dad? Is my dad Chunky Maxwell Sheffield? Maybe I should start... Okay, never mind. Well, good morning to you, too. Your face turns red and your stepfather gives you a good-natured grin before he turns to finish cooking. Looking down, you see several lengths of sausage alongside the plate of pancakes. You see syrup and butter, but you don't see your favorite jam. How rude. As if reading your mind, Joshua interrupts your search. I can't help it if you and your stepsister have share similar tastes. She finished the raspberry up yesterday for her peanut butter and jelly. I can get some more later. Ah! Okay, so we skipped a few bits of dialogue, but apparently, there's no raspberry jam. Honestly, I'd prefer fig preserves if you were really gonna be my good stepdad, but you're paying more attention to me than my own father does. You'd think twins would have similar tastes. So if you don't mind me asking, what are your plans for today? You grab a plate and put a couple of pancakes on it. You take a deep breath and your stomach quiets in anticipation of the food to come. No. My stomach does not quiet in anticipation of food. My stomach turns into the entire fucking orphanage from Oliver. Please, sir, may I have some more? The position I was hired for doesn't really get going for another 3 months, so I'm a bit at loose ends. I'm thinking of looking for something temporary in the meantime. Been there. That sounds good. But if it's alright if you want to take it easy for a day or two. And you know your mother and I wouldn't mind helping you out. Thanks, but I'd like to try and get my own place before my job starts. I know you and Mom will always be there for me, but I should have my own place by now. Ah, to be young and independent. Still, if you need some help, don't hesitate to ask. If I would have known he looked like Maxwell Sheffield, I would have given Caitlin a bad Fran Drescher impersonation. Just as you were about to answer, your phone rings. Joshua beckons for you to answer it. Yes, my darling baby girl. How I've missed you. Mom, don't you think it's a little early to make me blush? Don't you dare. Especially when I'm not there to pinch your cheek. This would be annoying, but so far it's better than having a narcissist for a mother. So, how did Brandon's graduation go? Pretty good, though I couldn't spot him in the sea of people. In fact, we were actually going out for breakfast. I just wanted to wish you congratulations for your own graduation. I wish I could think nothing of it. I wish I could have seen Brandon's as well. But when both are on the same day... Listen, I have to go. We're going out for breakfast, but I just wanted to your dad, Sabrina, and Nick. Oh. Just a few seconds after you hang up the phone, your stepsister, Sabrina, comes into the kitchen. She gives a shy smile upon seeing you and turns her head slightly away when she spies the pancakes. Oh, stepsister, I'm stuck. I should have got up sooner. Sabrina grabs a pancake and rolls it around several sausages and takes a big bite out of it. Okay, so Sabrina handles pancakes and sausage the way I do. Actually, Sabrina, that's something I want to talk about. You see, we'll have to talk later, Dad. If I don't go now, I'm going to be late for work. Joshua shakes his head as Sabrina darts out the back door. That girl, I swear, if she doesn't straighten out, she'll be repeating her senior year again. Want me to check on her? Maybe find out if something's wrong? If you wouldn't mind, I would appreciate it. I know she's 18, but... Joshua stops talking as Nick comes up to you, his leash in his mouth, and he sits up, pawing in the air and whining for your attention. His walkies! Nick barks in reply, letting the leash hit the ground. Time to go walk the dog. Deciding to take your stepfather's advice and take it easy this morning, you make your way through the neighboring park. Away from the hustle and bustle of school, you can finally take some time for yourself. Of course, one doesn't want to get complacent as Nick, eager to sniff at every object and water every bush, almost wraps his leash around your legs every 10 minutes. Oh, that puppy. Nick, I don't know how it's physically possible for you to hold that much. Woof! As you move a few more feet, you move ahead a few more feet, then a stabbing pain shoots up from the back of your lower right leg. Your eyes close, but flashes of white still dance before your pupils as the pain becomes a tightness, as if a vice-like hand suddenly clenched around your leg. Ow! Damn it! Caitlin. We are gonna have to talk. It's not... damn it, it's... Ow! Fuck! Shit! Piss! Cocksucker! God damn it! You need to use a string of expletives. You're an adult, young lady. You spy a nearby bench and hobble your way to it. Upon sitting, the pain subsides somewhat. Looking more closely at your leg, you see that it has contracted as if from a severe muscle cramp. The pain starts to ebb away when a shadow falls upon you, momentarily giving you relief from the sun. Unknown voice. Everything all right? You turn your head to see Tyrone Marshall smiling at you from his current attire and the sheen of sweat glistening on his athletic frame. Wow! It looks as if he was just out for a morning jog before seeing your distress. Mostly yes. As long as I don't get another leg cramp, I should be fine. Tyrone's eyes momentarily follow the length of your leg, and his cheeks redden slightly before he focuses on your face again. Ouch! I hate when that happens. It helps to stretch and drink plenty of fluids. Preparation makes sense if I was to run a marathon, but to take my dog for a walk? Fair enough. Tyrone takes a seat beside you. It looks like they're both standing. And he glances toward the lake where Nick is busy digging in the soft bank. I'm a little surprised to see you here, actually. I thought you graduated. I still have a couple of months before I go to my new job, so you might see me around for a while yet. Tyrone briefly glances at you from the corner of his eye, and you can see his lips twitch slightly upwards. I know it's a dating sim. I know we're looking at romance, and I know technically this counts as a meet cute. But really, I get a leg cramp while walking my dog. I guess it's better than driving home to a small town for Christmas and a freak blizzard strands me in a hotel with rando stranger and there's only one bed. So what will you be doing in the meantime? Nothing much, though I will be doing the job hunting thing, at least for something temporary. A new job before your new job? I guess that works. You know, if you really need something, there is an opening or two with the athletic department. I doubt the cheerleading squad has openings for graduates. Unless you poison some cheerleaders, no. That's the plot of a movie, right? No, it's pretty brain-dead work, like picking up uniforms and what have you. Certainly sounds easy enough. Tyrone starts to say something else when the basketball player suddenly lets out a slight oof after Nick lands in his lap. The dog takes a deep sniff of Tyrone's arm and proceeds to drown him in kisses. Can I get a little help here? Do I pull on Nick's leash, offer Nick a treat, or pick Nick up? Pulling on Nick's leash is probably not a good idea, but at the same time, if Tyrone happens to be a werewolf in disguise, I mean, that could be his kink. But we're going to offer Nick a treat because clearly we keep treats with us at all times. Again, I don't have a dog, so I don't know. You reach into your pocket and pull out a small treat. You give it a shake back and forth. Time for num-nums! I mean, it probably works as well as opening a tin can around a cat. Nick looks up at Tyrone, gives a slight and then drops down to get his treat. I see your dog has his priorities straight. With your dog in hand, you see Nick has left mud all over Tyrone's clothes. Tyrone wipes the worst of it off, flicking it away with an easy gesture. I'm so sorry. He's never done that to someone before. Why does she look fucking angry? Other than the dog, but you know. I don't always get anime expressions. I still don't understand why a nosebleed means you're horny. I mean, trust me, I have plenty of physical tells. Just watch me play Resident Evil Village. Don't worry about it. It was going to be washed after my workout anyway. Speaking of which, I have to get going. If you are interested in the job, just be sure to come by the athletic department. I better get back. I have to get at least 1 hour in on the court. Take care. Tyrone smiles and bends down to scratch behind his ears. Don't worry, I won't forget to say goodbye to you as well. With Tyrone's departure, you decide to return home. Fortunately, Nick doesn't give any fuss until you near the cemetery, where he stops and starts to sniff the ground. While you try to gain his attention, he is quite focused on whatever scent he caught. Please be a vampire lady, please be a vampire lady, please be a vampire lady. Something catch your interest, boy? Nick continues to ignore you, much more interested in whatever smell caught his interest. Okay, there's a lot of use of the word interest very close together. That's getting annoying. Suddenly, he raises his head. Cemetery. You follow his gaze and see a figure moving among the tombstones. Okay, anyone who knows European fairy lore knows what do we do in this situation? We didn't see jack shit. But, two things. I am a white woman playing a white woman in a video game, and this is a dating sim. We know what the dog's about to do. Arf! Nick unexpectedly rushes forward. Surprised, your grip loosens just enough that the leash handle slips from your hand, and Nick suddenly squeezes through the gaps in the cemetery's wrought iron fence. Damn it, Nick! Get back here right this moment. Fine. Just for that, you're not sleeping at the foot of my bed. Paying no attention to your calls, Nick soon disappears among the assorted headstones. It's a nice cemetery. I wouldn't mind getting laid in this cemetery. Just saying. It wouldn't be the first time I got laid in a cemetery. Cursing, you look left and see a gate leading into the cemetery. You enter and move in the rough direction you last saw Nick, your mouth open in rage. If not for the fence behind you, you see how easy one could get lost among the graves. As you stand amidst the multitude of graves, a slight chill creeps along the edge of your spine. For a moment, it feels like you are being watched, although you don't notice anything other than the statuary looking at you. If the statues are angels, you turn and face the angels. Don't blink, don't look away. I've seen this episode of Doctor Who. I've played through this section of the Shadows of Rose DLC for Resident Evil Village. Look, and I love me some Donna Beneviento. I want to be Donna's BFF, but the creepy mannequins, the creepy naked mannequins who follow... No. No. Then you hear a familiar bark coming from your right. Arf! Nick wags his tail as you move towards him. That is when you notice a sheet of paper and a long black implement on the ground. Closer examination of the paper shows an old angel, along with some dates on it, and you realize it is a charcoal rubbing of a nearby grave. I've made several of those in my day. Oh my, Nick, I think you scared off whoever did this off. You bend down to take hold of Nick's leash once more when you hear someone clear their throat behind you. So, why are you following me? Oh, whoops. You whirl around and see Sabrina behind you, a stern look flitting across her face. I wasn't. I was just chasing the dog. I hope he didn't frighten you. Sabrina's face softens and the corner of her mouth edges into a smile. I don't frighten easily. I just thought you were... Well, it isn't important. Something wrong? Maybe I can help. Who said I needed help? You're acting rather jumpy, you know. Sabrina's eyes narrow and she crosses her arms. I get it. Dad sent you to do his spying, didn't he? He's just concerned. When you get all defensive, well, how can we not be worried? And stepsister, I need your help when I get stuck. I mean, I'm sorry, she's kind of hot. I mean, she's got my aesthetic, but she's more muscular, at least for now. I'm working on getting in better shape and toning some muscle, so we'll see. Sabrina's eyes close and she takes a deep breath. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to trust me when I say I can't tell you what's going on. Do I trust her? Do I press her for more information? Do I let it go for now? You know what? This probably isn't going to have a step-sibling option, so we're going to trust her. Don't worry, I won't push you on this. Just remember, I'm here for you. A strange look flits across your stepsister's face, and for a moment, it seems to be a... Oh, good gods. A yearning of some kind, and then it disappears. Look, I was just making jokes about step-sibling porn. I mean, unless Sabrina's a vampire, in which case, you know, all bets are off. I appreciate it, really. I like the charcoal rubbing. Anything special about it? Not really. I just like the design of the angel and wanted to use it for reference. Sabrina bends down and rolls up the piece of paper while slipping the charcoal into her pocket. She then cocks her head and looks you in the eye. I couldn't help but overhear you this morning. If you want a job, well, the music shop has an opening if you're interested. Perhaps. What would the job require? Oh, I'm the preppy one, aren't I? Nothing special. Some stocking, some customer service, light cleaning. Any negatives? Well, I would probably be your supervisor. Oh, the bad erotica is writing itself. If I didn't have my next romance novel already halfway through the brainstorming phase, I should be taking notes on this bullshit. Oh, this is bad. But this is so good. I hardly think being with you isn't... Oh, ow, oh, ooh. Being with you is a negative. Sabrina's cheeks redden, but she bullies on. You might think differently if you join up. Speaking of which, I have the morning shift at the store. I'll catch you after work. I mean, it's probably no different than when I worked at Hot Topic. There was some cool shit, there was some bad shit, but this was back in the day when Hot Topic sold sex toys. And when your parents were afraid to be seen anywhere near Hot Topic. Ah, those were the days. Sabrina scratches the back of her neck. Silence reigns for a few more minutes, and off in the distance you can hear a groundskeeper start up a riding lawnmower. I wish you and Dad would stop worrying. All it would take is a few. It wouldn't do any good. Listen, I've got to get going. I'll talk to you later. Sabrina gives your hand a gentle squeeze, but her grip feels like a vice. She then turns around and disappears among the headstones. You leave the cemetery and start making your way back home when you notice the leash has gone taut. Looking down, you see Nick standing stock still, his gaze focused on a person down the street. Nick's hackles are raised, and he is giving a low, dangerous growl. You follow Nick's gaze and spy the object of his ire. Ashley Harrington! For as long back as you can remember, Nick never did like Ashley, which made it awkward when she used to be your babysitter. Ashley becomes aware of your presence and gives an enthusiastic wave in your direction. Hey! It's great to see you! Oh, hello, Belle with some unfinished ink. Ashley closes the distance between the two of you, a large smile on her face. Then she stops as she finally notices Nick. Sorry, Ashley. Don't apologize. He never liked me, even after I gave him half a bag of treats. I remember that night. Your homework looked like confetti when he was done. That was the only time I got a D in English class. Mr. Matthias said I could have been more creative than using "a dog ate my homework" on why I didn't finish my assignment. Ashley takes a tentative step forward when Nick lets out a loud yelp. Oof! And then he huddles in close to your heels, trying to keep you between him and Ashley. So, what are you up to now that you're done with school? Applying to graduate school? I'm all schooled out for the moment. It feels nice to have no homework. That probably means she doesn't hate herself all that much if she's not going to graduate school. I know the feeling. I have 2 more years to go myself. Well, what are you doing on this fine day besides protecting me from grievous bodily harm? Nick growls once more, reinforcing Ashley's statement. I'm just relaxing, but we'll soon be looking for a summer job. Oh, how is that going? I have a couple of ideas, but nothing certain yet. If you need money badly, perhaps, you know what? Never mind. Never mind what? Well, I was going to say that a couple people quit where I work, and they are looking to fill their spots. Sweet! So what's the job? Well, that's sort of why I said never mind. In retrospect, I shouldn't have said anything. Whatever it is, it can't be that bad. Unless it's transporting illegally harvested kidneys. No, nothing like that. It's just, well, I do some dancing on the side. Something tells me this isn't tap dancing. Well, not me. Bridget, on the other hand... Oh, sorry, I go too off track. Yes, I'm an exotic dancer. So I would become one as well? No. However, we have some other staff members move on. One of our bartenders ran off to Las Vegas with one of our bouncers, leaving us in a bit of a lurch. Ashley goes quiet as you feel her gaze go up and down your body. So if you think you have a problem working at a strip club... No. Sex work is real work. Sex workers put up with more bullshit than I'm willing to put up with. Let's see. No, never. Let me think about it. It's an honest living. Job is a job. As long as it isn't illegal, I don't see a problem. Ashley gives a smile which seems to light up her face. It's a bit creepy for my tastes. But she's cute, she has ink, she has nice rack. I can let it go. Well, I'll email you the deets later. Ashley looks at her wrist and does a slight take. Will you look at the time? I'm sorry to cut this short, but I have to run. As you continue down the street, you feel a by now familiar tautness of the leash. Good gods, Nick! Once again, you find his forehead is cocked and tries to pull you down what appears to be an abandoned alley. What is it, boy? Do you see something? It'll have to wait. We're late enough as it is. Don't want them to unleash the hounds to find us. Nick gives you an imploring glance and a soft plaintive whine when the air is broken by the sound of a large crash and a loud cry of "Ow! Arf!" Oh my, that sounded painful. All right, Nick, since you noticed it, lead the way. Arf! Nick lurches forward, this time leading you through a small maze of alleys, when the memory of a dream crosses your awareness. You could swear you heard the stomping of feet, the rush of fear as you tried to escape from your nightmarish pursuers. You glance over your shoulder. Much to your relief, you find the place is empty save for you, Nick, and one other person. A young blonde man you know from the university. At this moment, he is lying amongst the ruins of a broken crate. Victor, are you all right? Victor gives you a quick cursory glance down his body and offers you a slight smile. Other than some minor lacerations, I appear to be fine. You reach down and offer your hand. Victor's face blushes slightly, but he takes offered appending. Shouldn't it be he takes the offered appendage? And you feel a slight tingle in your fingers and notice the hair standing up on the back of your hand. Okay, Victor and Tyrone have the same body type. Pity. I didn't mean to compromise the structural integrity of the box. Alright, Ivan Drago. At least you weren't injured. I don't think I could have carried you out of here. Victor pushes his glasses up slightly and shrugs. I've suffered greater injuries in my investigations. This is minor at best. What brought you out here anyways? Victor takes a look at the abandoned building, and that's when you notice several cameras hidden throughout the structure. My father was considering purchasing this property, but was unsure if it would have been worth the investment. There are stories of... well, it doesn't really matter. They could use this for Halloween. It looks like it could be haunted. Victor tenses up, then gives a minor cough. I didn't find the presence of spectral activity. Well, seeing as you're fine, I'm gonna head on out. Still, I appreciated your assistance. Speaking of which, if you happen to know someone who is in need of employment this summer, I could use their help. I might have someone in mind. What kind of job is it? Nothing major. Just someone to help me in my investigations. If you know someone who's interested, just have them call me. Victor glances skyward, then scrunches his eyes. It looks like rain. You follow Victor's gaze and see a vast expanse of blue, broken up by just a couple of small, fluffy white clouds. Are you sure? There's no dark cloud in sight, and the news didn't predict any rain. Are you calling me a liar? Of course not. Are you blind? Maybe you got hit a little too hard. In the words of Vampire Mommy, no, you're just a stupid man thing. But, yeah. Victor, you might want to get yourself examined, just be on the safe side. I mean, you did hit rather hard. I appreciate your concern for my well-being, but I shall be fine. I shall offer you my goodbye. I don't want to be caught outside when the storm hits. With a slight wave of his hand, Victor goes down another part of the alley, and then disappears from sight. You've had quite the adventure, but it's time to head home. Nick starts to pace alongside you once more when you hear a faint rumble in the skies. The sound of distant thunder. You haven't been making your way back home for more than 15 minutes when the day suddenly darkens. Looking skyward, ominous clouds have rolled in. Woof! Suddenly, your eyes go temporarily blind as white light fills the air and a crack of thunder rumbles close by. Heavy drops of rain start to fall, and within minutes you are soaked to the bone. Nick continues to whine, lifting a paw in supplication, until you pick him up in your arms. Big baby. You huddle underneath the awning of the Haunted Cafe, a local coffee shop and bakery purported to be haunted. Meanwhile, you see a figure running down the street, her clothes clinging to her body. You recognize her as Mrs. Murphy. You took a class or two of hers to fill out electives back when you were in college. Oh, hello. Damn, it's raining like cats and dogs. Grr. Oh, very well, it's raining like cats. Are you satisfied? Woof! I can't say I wasn't warned. Victor said a tempest was coming. That boy has a sixth sense about this stuff, that is for sure. Did he say how long it was going to last? No, Mrs. Murphy. Please, now that you've graduated, please call me Nadia. If you say so, Mrs. Nadia. It takes a little getting used to. I know. Got a nice rack, Mrs. Nadia. Nadia looks briefly skyward and then shakes her head. Rather than catch our death of cold, why don't we go on in? That sounds delightful, but I don't think they'll let me bring Nick in, and I'm not going to pretend he's a service animal. Trust me, they won't make a fuss. Nadia steps to the side, opens the door with one hand. With an exaggerated flourish of her arm, after you. Oh, that's cute, Casimir. Welcome to the Haunted Cafe! Ew, ew! Oh, that's painful. I'm not doing that ever again. I hope you don't mind me bringing in my dog. Dog? Oh, is he one of those new electronic pets? It looks so realistic. Arf! They need to work on the bark, though. Make it sound more realistic. You cast a slight glance at Nadia's direction, but she gives a slight shrug of her shoulders. Sorry, I didn't mean to get distracted by your toy. Feel free to stay in here until the rain lets up. If you want something, just holler. I'll have one hot chocolate, heavy on the whipped cream. What are you having? Hot chocolate, coffee as well, nothing. Chocolate too. Good choice. As you can probably guess, hot chocolate is one of my weaknesses. Nadia takes a seat in a nearby booth, and she looks at the sudden downpour out the window. I bet it's a surprise to see you, actually. Once they graduate, most students leave. If only I could. Oh, you still live at home? Yeah, it's only until my job kicks in, but there's a couple months down the road. I don't mean to pry, but what are you doing in the meantime? Oh, I intend to get a little something to tide me over. I have a few solid job leads, at least. Nadia puts her hands together and closes her eyes. Well, if you want one more offer, I could use an assistant. I'm working on a new book and could use some help. What sort of help? Oh, it's a mixed bag, to be honest, but it pays well. What kind of job working for a college professor pays well? Because college professors don't make jack. I should know. After about 10 more minutes of conversation, you see the rain is finally coming to an end. Nadia pulls out a napkin and writes a series of numbers on it. Listen, I have to get going, but if this sounds like something you might want to do, give me a call. I'm back! Thank goodness. I admit I was a little worried when the rainstorm hit and you didn't get back. I thought Nick got loose. You know how he gets when the smallest hint of thunder? Nick was a total sweetheart, weren't you, boy? Weren't you? Oof! You bend down and run a hand through Nick's fur, and he gives out a contented pant. I happened to run into a few friends and spent some time catching up. That's why I was so late. Oh, speaking of friends, someone named Casimir called. She must have lost my number again. Yeah, I was going to go out with a couple of friends tonight, if that's all right. You don't have to ask my permission, although if you need a ride home. You know I would never do something like that. I know, you can't blame a father for worrying. And I appreciate it. Ooh, nice dress. I'm glad I changed clothes for once. Just gotta report some stupid junk I'm getting sent to me. Your footsteps echo. Well, pfft, that was dumb. Still, it's a welcome. As you walk down the street, the buildings seem to take on a slightly more sinister appearance. The absence of people, especially telling. You see two quite distinct figures up ahead, engaged in a good-natured argument. They are two of your close and Nathan. Casimir hasn't decided on a major yet, though she swears she is getting closer to one. Nathan is studying to be a doctor with plans to go back to help his people on the reservation. Ooh, Nathan, you have gorgeous hair. There you are. Good. Maybe you can settle something between us. What are you arguing about? I hope it's not who makes the hotter vampire. Wow, you must be psychic. How did you guess? Because you two seem to have this argument twice a week. Besides, everyone knows it's Ronan Drake from Crimson Shadows. No, everyone knows it's any incarnation of Carmilla. Carmilla is the hottest vampire, but that's just me. Please, Cassandra from Blood Covenant has him beat. Once inside, you spend a comfortable hour talking with your friends and enjoying the rather tasty meal from the bar. One thing I won't miss is the smell of formaldehyde. It seeps in... Oh, sorry, Nathan. One thing I won't miss is the smell of formaldehyde. It seeps into everything. That is true. I was a mortician before I went to grad school, so I can tell you, it does kind of seep into everything. Interesting cast of characters they got so far. Tell me about it. I can tell what class you are taking from a mile away. Can we not talk about bodies? At least not while we're eating. Is everything alright? You look a little green. I'm fine. I just had a long day. Heh, I'll say. Tyrone wouldn't stop talking about you. Oh, what did he have to say about? Can we save the gossip for later? Oh, fine. So, what is everyone going to do over the summer? I'm going to Japan. My parents want to see our family, so I decided to go with. Oh, that sounds like fun. Maybe one day I will get to go. Easy for you to say. You know how bad it is when people assume you speak Japanese but don't. Ugh, that would be bad. Still, at least you don't have people wanting to call you Chief as a nickname. Hey, at least I didn't ask you what my spirit animal was. And I appreciate it. No, I'm going home, as it were. It will be nice to see my family as well. And you, Caitlin, can we take a minute to talk about how nice it is that this game is actually engaging with some of the harmful stereotypes and appropriations that white people are known to just hoist onto indigenous people without thinking? I'm glad to see someone's at least making a point to say, hey, this isn't cool. So, Caitlin, what are you doing? Pretty much staying in town, earn a few dollars before I start my job this fall. I'm going to miss both of you, you know that. Kasumi raises her drink, and you and Nathan do as well. Looks like empty hands. And bring them together in a small clink. I can do that. And I appreciate it. I'm going... Wait, oops. The conversation starts to wind down, and soon you're left with little to say. I think I'm going to play some karaoke. Either of you two wish to join? Just this once, I will. What about you, Caitlin? You two go have fun. I'm going to sit here and finish my drink. Time seems to slow to a crawl after your friends leave. Just as you are about to get up, you hear a slight cough behind you. Turning around, you see a rather imposing man, sporting dark sunglasses behind you. He wears his sunglasses at night. Oh look, it's probably stereotypical vampire boy. Ahem. Oh wait, no, we'll make him French. Ahem. Ah! Where'd you come from? And what do I call you? Oh wait, shoot, I can't do a French accent after I drink. I didn't mean to frighten you, madame, and forgive my lack of manners. I'm Tristan. I'm sorry to intrude, but it appears you have an admirer of sorts. Don't tell me it's you. No, madame, no. I'm just here to offer you a drink from someone quite taken with you. Don't accept the drink. Accept the drink. Fuck it. Be a hoe. Look, I know this is stupid. Never accept a drink from a stranger when you don't know who it's from. Also, it's been my experience that when strangers tend to buy you a drink, they buy you what they want, not what you want to drink. But here we go. Perhaps a little sip won't hurt. You start to raise the drink to your lips when suddenly you're... Oh, fucking hell! I knew it! Your vision starts to swim. For a moment, you wobble, and you don't notice as the drink falls and smashes to the ground. I'm fine. I just did a little too fast. If you need assistance, just call. Otherwise, I will clean up this mess. Although you dismiss Tristan, he stands by your side for a few more precious moments. His mouth slightly opens to speak once more when the sound of breaking glass fills the air, this time from behind the bar. If there was a wedding going on, I wouldn't mind so much broken glass. He turns on the corner of his heel and goes to attend to the latest disaster. You take a few more seconds to compose yourself. After a couple more minutes, the vertigo-like symptoms you experience fade entirely. For the moment, you feel perfectly normal, and so you take in your surroundings. Off toward the back, you see your friends deep in conversation with a couple of strangers who seem to be completely into them. However, not everyone else is similarly occupied. In fact, you recognize several people you met earlier in the day. In the back, where several ancient arcade machines still work, You see Tyrone get pressed against the wall, as if trying to escape into the shadows. Near the bar, Nadia is taking small sips from a rather colorful drink with a pink umbrella in it. She seems to simply be people-watching, though her lips quirk in a slight smile when she spies you. Acting oblivious to his surroundings, you notice Victor near the back of the dance floor. However, rather than looking for a prospective partner, he appears to be holding a small electronic gizmo, a device with several blinking lights. Okay, then there's Ashley. Yeah, she's engrossed in a book. And then there's Sabrina, holding a rather dark-looking drink, but her attention is focused on a rather gothic-looking redhead in the back. Oh, damn! Damn! While you don't know the redhead's name, you've seen her around a few times, and she definitely has your stepsister's attention. Damn! If you wanted to, you could approach one of your acquaintances. Okay, Sabrina's technically a stepsister, so it's not incest, it's just creepy. Ashley is clearly going to be Belle / Beauty and the Beast. You know what? A little hot for teacher here. Oh, fuck. Oh, damn. Oh, damn, that outfit. As you make your way to Nadia, you see her eyes still scanning the crowd. However, when she sees you coming to her direction, her face breaks out in a smile. I'm glad to see such a friendly face. It's nice to see you again, Mrs. Nah, what did I tell you to call me earlier? Sorry about that, Nadia. That's much better. So, what do I owe the pleasure of your company? I saw you sitting by yourself, and you looked a little bit lonely. Well, I appreciate the thought. I was just thinking about leaving. Bar hopping isn't your thing? They are alright, but I prefer something a little more cozy, less noisy. Huh. Then be grateful they aren't showcasing a new band. Really bad, huh? They were bad enough to get dogs outside howling. Oh my, it does sound like I dodged a bullet there. Her drink now empty, Nadia pushes the glass away and slightly pats the back of her hair. How is your little sweetheart doing? Sweetheart? Your dog. I believe you called him Nick? He's doing fine, although he was glad to get home, especially after that rainstorm. He reminds me of a puppy I once had. Wait, sorry, I don't mean to bore you. I have to admit, I was just thinking of you. Age restricted, perhaps? Sorry, I didn't mean... forget about it. Right, so if you don't really care for bars, why are you here? Let's just say that I had a feeling that I had to be here. I know it might be hard to explain, but... There's a lot of that going around. I mean, Victor noticed the storm before it happened. Maybe he had something to do with it. I know. There is something in the air. Something that just isn't right. You're starting to make me worried. Sorry, beautiful. I didn't mean to sound so creepy. So if you weren't here tonight, what would you be doing? Oh, that's easy. I would probably be curled up on the couch, blanket wrapped around my shoulders, looking at my Grimm, my books. Okay, so I found the witch. Almost sounds romantic. Perhaps. For what it's worth, I'm glad to see you. As am I. I guess I'm a bit of a recluse when I'm not teaching class or doing research for my next book. So this feeling you mentioned earlier. It's hard for me to explain, but let's just say that I thought something bad was going to happen. And you were going to stop it? Possibly. However, my hunches aren't exactly explicit. Maybe it wasn't about a place so much as a person. Certainly. As I said, it was vague at best, and now I don't notice anything at all. Well, between the both of us, I'm sure we could keep something bad from happening. Or make something bad happen. I appreciate your support. Really, I do. Unfortunately, it may have already happened. My feelings don't come with an exact time and date. I'm getting goosebumps just listening to you. I'm almost ready to ask you to read my palm. If that is what you wish. Wait, what? I said I could read your palm, if you wish. Fuck it, let her do it. Nadia, witch alignment, +1. Each love interest has 2 different possible alignments, which will determine if their love interest remains with you long-term, and the epilogue texts. To unlock the happy epilogues, one of the 2 alignments must reach a value of 10. Otherwise, the bittersweet epilogue will show. You extend your hand forward, palm side up. Nadia's left hand envelops yours, almost as soft as a caress. There's a small bit of red in Nadia's cheek, but she says little else as she starts to trace some of the lines on your hand with her right index finger. This top line is the heart line. It predicts how easy it is for you to fall in love. What does it say? That whoever stands by your side will have few regrets. Then I guess we'll have to make our own fireworks. Moving on, this line. This is your lifeline, and it means... Means what? Sorry, it is just superstition after all. I really have to get going. I hope to talk with you tomorrow. I'm sorry to be poor company, but I have to get going. I still have some papers to grade, and they won't get done by themselves. Let's see. I think this would probably be a really good place to stop. We've got to do something, so we're going to approach Ashley. Okay, now that we've approached Ashley and her red slinky number. Yeah, that's the option. So yeah, we're going to save right here. We're going to save right there during the prologue. And we're going to pop back to the main menu. So... Yeah, I know. Alright, so with that done, let me just pop this up and slow the audio. And lower the volume of my own earphones. Alright, thank you for joining Sarzak. I look forward to your next stream. Especially something either vintage, as both of us have the same age range, or something scary that I can use to tempt my wife into fear. For those who see this later, you can always pick this up later on my YouTube channel, Robin Schadel, author. Also, my latest book, Crossroad Blues, which is an urban fantasy southern gothic thriller, is available for purchase, as well as all of my other novels. They're all books online. The latest episode of my podcast, Schadel Speaks, was launched today, so please check all of that out. Links to everything are in my bio and on my website. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a lovely